Have you received an email or a phone call with an offer that seems too good to be true? That's not an unusual occurrence, and we have Sergeant Mark Marsh from the Edmonds Police Department here to help us figure out what is real and what isn't. Sergeant Marsh, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me more about the types of things that people might be facing with these scams, these offers that you see or hear about coming through the Edmonds Police Department.
Well, certainly. We'll start by talking about the phone calls that people will get. And one scam that they use is a person will call, usually it's a grandparent, and to kind of tug at their heartstrings on this. But, they'll say, your granddaughter, grandson is in jail, and they'll use a different country. For example, Canada is fairly common because we're so close. And they'll say, we need $500 to get little Johnny out of jail, for his, unrelated charge, that they'll make up something. And, the grandparent will go, oh, shoot, I really want to get him out. And so they'll ask to have money wired to a specific account. And usually that ends up being somewhere else out of country. And it's not uncommon for Eastern Europe to be used as a location for the money to be sent. And then, once the hook is set, the suspect will then call back and go, little Johnny missed their court date. Now it's $5,000 to get them out of jail. And, we need this money as soon as possible to get him out, or he's going to be sent to prison or something other very dramatic. And, and the grandparent a lot of times will, go, oh, shoot, I really want to do the right thing and help them out and wire the money off. And that money's gone. We'll never see it again, and rarely is it ever recovered.
And I know there's also another one that you had mentioned earlier that when we were talking that is very common. And what is that one?
Well, that is the very popular lottery scheme. And, you will get a phone call that says, this is so-and-so from the Nigerian or Ethiopian. Those are pretty common. Lottery.
And that should be a red flag, shouldn't it?
Yes, especially if somebody hasn't been to Nigeria or Ethiopia.
Right.
But, it's, they just prey on the fact that people won't remember filling out something at a trade show or wherever. And let's say you've been selected to win, $5 gazillion. And, unfortunately, people can get greedy. And so they'll go, oh, that is great. I can finally retire and move to, Camino Island or wherever the case may be. And the person on the phone will go, we will send you your money, certified mail, as soon as you pay a small processing fee.
We were talking about what happens just even on your doorstep, coming to your door. What can happen that way that's scam related?
Well, we're really getting into the time of year during the summer where we'll have a lot of people going door to door, soliciting, and it's 90% of the time it's elderly people. And they'll come up and say, hey, I was driving by, I noticed your gutters need cleaning, or your roof needs repaired, or your driveway needs repaired, and they'll offer for a nominal fee to make those repairs and just pay me cash up front, and I'll clean your gutters or fix your roof and do your driveway. And they will do some quick, shoddy work so that it gives the appearance of that they're really doing something, and then they'll find something else, like I was cleaning your gutters, I noticed that there's some rot up there and I can fix your shingles, for an extra $500 or $1,000. And they'll even look like they're starting work, but as soon as they get that cash in hand, a lot of times they just leave.
The key, as you and I had discussed earlier, is really there is no harm in waiting a little bit to check this person out, right? And in fact, we're going to have on the screen a link to the police department website with some more information about what people can check out. But, just saying, we'll call you back, come back later, if that person is legitimate, that should not be a problem, right?
Correct. A simple phone call to even the city clerk with the city of Edmonds, if you don't have internet access, and just ask, is this business legitimate? Do they have a business license? On the web page, you should be able to access the city code and look up what people need to have in order to go door to door, and that would be under the peddlers and solicitors section. And by simply asking somebody, when they come to your door, are you licensed and bonded? Do you have a license, with the city of Edmonds? And they have to have some form of identification with a picture on it, nothing that's typed out, without that, and just take your time, make a phone call. And if there's any doubts, you feel free to call the police department, and you should be able to get somebody who can give you an answer and maybe some tips. But take your time. It's not an emergency,
And it might save you some money.
Save you some money and a lot of heartache.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for the tips. I appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you very much for having me.
You bet.